Okay, what's up guys? I've got a lot of questions about how I rig up my setups for carp fishing, and there's a lot of different ways you can do it. I'll show you the real simple ways. You don't need too much tackle to make it happen, so I'm just gonna hope this video turns out decent. So I will show you how to set it up. So first off, if you go online, Amazon or whatever, and Google carp fishing rigs or spring feeders, you're gonna find a bunch of stuff. So some of the things that you might find, first one you're gonna find on there is something like this. This is a spring feeder, and you'll find these on Amazon. They're real easy to use. I've caught a lot of carp on them. The problem with them is they tangle, and they have a lot of hooks. They got 1, 3, I don't know, 5 or 6 hooks. Especially if you're fishing in California, you're only allowed to fish with 3 hooks. So most of the time what I do, it's not a big deal. I cut off majority of the hooks. I only leave 3. I leave the bottom one and 2 up here, and they work great. But I'll be honest with you, the hookup ratio is not that great. You're gonna lose a lot of fish. You're gonna catch a lot, but you're gonna lose a lot. So if you're just beginning or starting, you want to throw a carp rod out, this is not bad. So basically what you do to hook it up, you get an egg sinker. It doesn't matter, ½ ounce, ounce, whatever. You want to use the weight, of course, to how far you want to cast. So I think this is a ½ ounce lead. I put that on the line. I always put a bead because I don't like that sinker slamming up against the knot. So by putting a bead, it prevents that. And then let me get a barrel swivel. And you're gonna get a barrel swivel, just a regular swivel. Okay. The way I tie it, I just fold the line in half. Like I said, I don't know how good you can see this. Just fold the line in half. I slide that through, just like so. Fold an overhand knot. It looks like so. See that? And then you just put the swivel through the loop. That's how I tie all my knots. I've never lost or had a knot come undone yet. And that's it. Cut that off. This comes with a swivel on it. You're gonna undo it, put it on there, and hook it up, and that's what you're gonna look like. See that? So what you're gonna do with your pack bait, whatever it is, I use panko bread, strawberry jello, and corn. You could use wheat, you could oats, you could use whatever you want, masa, whatever. You're gonna pack it around this spring, and then put a piece of corn on the hooks that you have and throw it out. That there is originally how I started carp fishing, and it works really well actually. But like I said, the hookup ratio, I did realize I lost a lot of fish. I mean, it's not a lot, but I lost some fish. Something about it doesn't hook well. I don't know. Okay. Anyway, that's the first setup. You'll also see on Amazon, they also have these type. Same thing. You'll also see these. They only have 2 hooks. It's the same concept. You'll see them on there also. These work just fine. This spring, is, for my liking, is a little bit too big. Takes a lot of bait. Look at the difference in spring size. And these, I think, run, I don't know, for 4 of them, they're about 10 bucks. So I don't know. They're cheap, but I don't know. There's cheap cheaper ways to go about it. Okay, that's that. So that's the first setup. Let me cut this. So the next one, the next setup that I do, let me just show you. See how that bead protects the weight from not beating up the knot? See the knot right there? Kind of goes around the knot, prevents it from beating it up. That's the only reason why I do the bead. Not necessary. Not, you don't have to have it. The weight also, I mean, that's just your preference and how far you're trying to cast. Okay, next. That's the first way. Okay, the next way, I'm going to start off, same barrel swivel, put the barrel swivel. These are different types of springs. See these? It's just a spring, there's no hook on it. It's got a tube on the middle. They come in packages like this, they come in different sizes. I think the ones on Amazon, for about 30 of them, I think it's $7 or $8. $10 for 30 of them. These ones I like to use. So this one you're going to put on. So the weight first, then the spring, then the bead. Swivel. I mean, you can use whatever knot you use, but this is just the knot I use. I like it. Like I said, I've never lost a fish to it, so. Go. Trim. There you go, see that? Weight, spring feeder, bead, swivel. So the only thing to carp fishing, the only thing is you have something to attach the pack bait to, and then you're going to have a hook bait. Okay, so there we go. From here you would tie a piece of line, I would say no more than 4 or 5 inches, and with a size 6 hook, no bigger than a 4, and no smaller than an 8. So 6, 8, 4. I use 6s, and that's what I use. So you would just tie the line straight from here down, and you'd have the hook bait. And that's how you do this setup. Okay. I also use this when I take people fishing with me, especially people who've never fished before. This is usually the setup I set them up with, or when I meet people at the lake that want to carp fish, I'll give them one of these springs and I'll set them up with something like this. Real simple, cheap. Get 30 of these for $8 or something, but you got to remember the shipping for some reason takes about a month to get them. Okay. So this is just the pack bait setup. If you order this stuff on Amazon, you can't wait. You get these drywalls. These are the drywall pegs. Okay. I also use these. All you do is cut the tip off, so it'll look like that. They're hollow. So instead of the spring on there, you're gonna run your weight like that. And then that, the drywall peg. This one I do not put a bead, I just run the swivel. Tie your favorite knot. Bingo. Trim the tag. and then you want the swivel to pull up in, just like that. Perfect spot to just pack your bait around. It's not the best, but it works. You need something to pack the dough bait, pack bait around. You can make whatever you want. It could be a spring, anything, but that is part of the setup. Okay. When you cast this out, this will be packed on, and your hook. So you got your pack bait with corn and everything on it, and then you got a piece of corn on a 4-inch thing on the hook. So it works great. I mean, you could just toss out a piece of corn and hope a fish finds it, or you could throw the pack bait on, and then they always find the pack bait. Anyway, so that's another way to do it. Okay. Oh, here's another way too. I did it like this before too. So here we go. Here's a sample. Here's a weight, flat weight. Drill a hole in it. This is a little big. You could get 1 ounce, 2 ounce. Drill a big hole in it. I'm just using this as a sample. You got to run the line through it. Of course, I put my bead on. Put my swivel. Just like so. Tighten it down. And I hope to see. And it'll look like that. Of course, you put your line with the hook on it. With this, you could pack your bait around it because the hole in it, it packs well and it can hold on there. So that also works. Just want that pack bait to make it into the wherever you're fishing. So when you cast out, you don't want to fly out. Okay, and then last but not least, oh man, it's getting windy. It's my method feeder. This is usually what I use on my rigs. You could also get these online. They come in different grams, 15, 20, 24. Again, depends on how fast how far you're trying to cast. Comes with a swivel in it. So you pop the swivel out, slide the line through. Of course, it's not going to go right in. Through, slide it through. Like so. Tie the swivel on that's provided, comes with it. Like so. Trim the tag in, and that there is going to pull up into it. See that? At the end, I add a swivel, a quick disconnect. So I'm going to make another video later on how to make hair rigs. So this is a hair rig. So after I have this hooked up, I just snap this in like so. And there we go. And that's a hair rig because it has a little hair on the end. And this is where I put my bait. I actually don't put nothing on the hook. And I have some that are already pre-made. See that? So I just choose what I want to use. They're all set up a little different. And that's what I'm going to use each day. So this here is a fake piece of corn, and when the fish sucks in the corn, it doesn't feel the hook, and then the hook will be able to be set in their lip. I have never gut hooked a carp ever, even with the corn straight on the hook. I've always lipped them. So but that's how I do that. So that is it. That's what I fish with. Why I like these is because when you put the bait on there, when this lands in the water, it's gonna land like this. It's not gonna land like this or like this. When this lands in the water, it can land any which way. I always, after I put the bait on top, I put my hook on the top, so my hook bait, my piece of corn, is sitting right there on top. But this is what I use, a method feeder. And everybody asked what I've been using. That's exactly what, you can catch fish on all of them. There's no, if there's fish, you're gonna catch them. But I enjoy using the method feeder. It just seems a lot more simplistic. It's more easier. Presents the bait the best way. But they all work. You know, I've caught fish on all of them. Small fish, big fish, it doesn't matter. So the sinker size doesn't matter, just depending on how far you're gonna cast. You need something to put the bait around, to pack the bait on, and then you need just a hook length with a hook on it. 4, 6, or 8. Like I said, I use 6s on all of mine. And I use fake corn. The reason why I use fake corn, bluegill turtles tend to steal bait. So you don't have to reel it in as often to check your bait. Fake piece of corn, you know the bait's going to be on there. So me personally, what I would do if I'm using something like this, and I throw it out, or say, you know, even this, say I had the corn right on the hook and I threw it out, and 30-45 minutes later I brought it in, there's no bait on this hook, then you realize something's still in your bait. If you bring it in, the corn's still on there, then you're good to have the corn straight on the hook. I will make a video of how I make hair rigs. There's some 100 videos out there, but I'll make one so you guys can see how I make my hair rigs. So that'll be another video. But anyway, I hope that this video helps describe how easy it is to catch carp. And don't overthink it. It's not hard. It's really easy, and there's a dozen different ways. And you could get creative. As long as the pack bait's on there and you put a piece of corn on the hook, you're gonna get something. Guarantee it. Anyway, that's all for now. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope it turned out okay. But anyway, thanks guys. Peace. KenDogg out.